Hello students, welcome to the session on brick masonry. I am Mr. M.H. Mota, Assistant Professor, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering. The outcome of today's session. At the end of this session, you will be able to understand and explain various aspects related with the brick masonry. Brick masonry. Brick masonry can be defined as the laying of bricks in a systematic pattern bonded with mortar to form a well united mass which can be termed as an wall. So these are the units which are acting together as an wall when bonded with mortar. Mortar is nothing but a mixture of bonding material like cement or lime along with sand of specific gradation and water. The brick masonry is laying bricks together. The types of bricks used in India are of two nature. It can be classified as modular brick and traditional brick. Modular brick is available in a size of 19 cm by 9 cm by 9 cm, which is very rarely used in a construction. In construction, what we use is the traditional brick, which has a dimension as 23 cm by 11 cm by 7.5 cm. The advantage of brickwork. Bricks are light in weight and convenient in size. They can be easily handled by a mason by one hand, so it is very easy to handle and place. They can be manufactured at all sites and are easily available. Unlike stone, which needs to be quarried and dressed, these blocks are readily available. We can manufacture the bricks around the banks of rivers where the clay of suitable quality is available. Due to light weight, they do not require any lifting appliances most of the times. They can be handled very easily as explained before. As they are uniform in size, they can be used in definite set pattern termed as bonds. Like stone blocks, they do not require any dressing as such. Dressing means finishing the raw piece into a certain fixed dimension. We don't need that in case of the brick masonry. Requirement of good brickwork. For good brickwork or a good brickwork, utilize a good brick. Good brick means a brick which is hard in nature, which is well burnt, tough. It has got a specific color, specific size and shape. Brickwork should be compact, homogeneous. It should be free from cracks, flaws and air bubbles. Bricks should be laid on their beds with frog pointing upwards. Bricks should be truly horizontal and have truly vertical joints as well. It should be raised uniformly with proper bond. At the time of construction, the wall should be raised uniformly. It should be cured for 1 to 2 weeks. Curing means nothing but application of moisture so that it can gain the strength, particularly the joints where the mortar is used. Maximum compressive strength and durability should be achieved by the good brickwork. The good brickwork offers a very good resistance to weathering and fire action. Generally, a good brickwork can withstand a temperature up to 1200 degrees Celsius without failure. Principles, those are followed in brick masonry. In brick masonry work, as explained in last slide, the bricks used should be sound, hard, well burnt with uniform size, shape and color. The brick should be free from all types of defects like holes, cracks, flaws, air bubbles, any lumps, lime lumps, overburning, etc. To ensure proper bond between old and new brickwork, the wall should be stopped with toothed end. When the mortar is in green state, the joint should be properly flushed and filled with mortar so that no cavity is left in between. So these are the principles followed. Then the classes of brickwork. The brickwork is generally divided under various classes or designations. This has been specified in Indian Standard 1077 1992. So according to this IS standard, clause 4.1 specifies the classes of common burnt clay bricks. So these classes are depending on its average compressive strength. It varies in between 3.5 to 35 class. 3.5 class means a brick which has got a average compressive strength in a range of 3.5 Newton per mm square. And accordingly, the different classes are 3.5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5, 15, 17.5, 20, 25, 30 and 35. So these are the various classes of common burnt clay bricks. Manufacturing of bricks. So bricks are generally manufactured in this particular fashion. These stages of manufacturing includes the material preparation, in which the clay required for the manufacturing has been prepared and made free from all defects like presence of large lumps, etc. Then it follows the forming, drying, firing, which has been done in the stages of hacking, heating, burning, cooling and dehacking, followed by packaging and dispatch. Some basic terms. Let's understand some basic terms used in case of bricks. This will be essential to understand the different bonds which are used for the formation of wall. So in bricks, generally the different terms used are stretcher face, means a face which is there along the length of the brick. In the exposed stretcher face, you will be able to see the length and height of the brick. Next is header face, which is denoted by B in this figure, is showing the height and width, or a face in which the height and width or breadth of the brick is visible. C is the bed, which is a bottom part of a brick on which brick can be placed or laid. Next is frog. Frog is nothing but an depression made at the top of the brick. This is very essential for the formation of the interlocking of the blocks. This is even playing very important role in providing the lateral stability of the wall. Then comes the edges and margins. Margin is nothing but the space between the edge of the frog and the edge of the brick. These are the various Indian standards used for the brick masonry. These provide us the various basic information about the brick masonry. The different standards includes CPWD Specification Book Volume 1, Chapter 6. Then comes the IS 1950, a code of practice for structural use of unreinforced masonry. IS 4326, a code of practice for earthquake resistant design and construction of building. SP20 is a handbook on masonry design and construction. IS 3495, methods of test for burnt clay building bricks. IS 2212, a code of practice for brickwork. IS 2250, code of practice for preparation and use of masonry mortar. IS 3414, code of practice for design and installation of joint in buildings. IS 3696, Part 1, safety code for scaffolds and ladders. IS 1077, common burnt clay building bricks, and IS 2691, a specification for burnt clay facing bricks. Bond is the very important term in brick masonry. Bond is nothing but the arrangement of bricks in successive courses. Tie the brickwork together for longitudinally and transversely. The arrangement is usually designed to ensure that no vertical joint of one course is exactly over the one in the next course above or below it. and there is the greatest possible amount of lap. To form the bond in brickwork, we use either brick bats or the closures. Type of closures. Closure is nothing but a brick which is cut along its length, means length, its breadth is less than the actual or full brick. There are different classes of closure, like queen closure, where the width is half of the original, then quarter queen closure, where it has been cut along its length and width. Its length is half of the brick as well as width is even half of the brick. There are even the closures like king closure, beveled closure and metered closure, which are cut as shown in the figure. Then the brick bats. Brick bats are the bats which are cut to reduce its length. The length of the brick bats are lesser than that of a common brick. The half bat means the length is reduced to half. Three-quarter bat has got a length equals to three-quarter of the original length, while beveled bat is the brick which is cut longitudinally as shown in the figure. The different types of bonds. Those bonds are stretcher bond, header bond, English bond, Flemish bond and Quetta bond. There are various bonds available other than this, but these are the bonds which are having a significant importance, and so we will discuss in this particular session these 5 bonds. The stretcher bond. All bricks are laid along their length in the direction of wall in stretcher bond. The thickness of this wall is least among all and is half brick. Half brick thick means the thickness is equivalent to the width of the brick. This figure shows the bricks laid in the stretcher bond. Next is header bond. In header bond, all bricks are laid with face towards the wall. The thickness is 1 brick. It means that the thickness of the wall is equivalent to the length of the brick. This can be used for lightly loaded load-bearing structure. These figures indicates the header bond. The different courses laid are such that those are making the face expressing or exposing the height and width of the building block. To form the bond, the three-quarter black bat is placed at the start of the course so that the continuous formation of vertical joint can be avoided. Next is English bond. It is the most common and popular bond which is used worldwide. It is used for thickness of 1 brick or more than 1 brick. It has got an equal balance of headers and stretchers. Headers and stretchers are used in alternate course. It means that the one course is laid by keeping all bricks as a stretcher, or in other words, the brick kept such a way that its length is in the direction of the wall, exposing the length and height, while the second course is starting with the placing of header followed by 1 queen closer, and then again all blocks are kept as an header. The placement of queen closer is to avoid the formation of vertical joint, which is the base of forming any bond as such. The figure indicates the English bond elevation. These are the plans for the brick walls which are constructed using an English bond. A indicates a plan for a a wall with 1 brick thickness, in which the bricks are placed as stretcher in the bottommost courses, followed by the bricks placed as the headers in subsequent course. So all odd courses are having the stretcher and all even courses are having the bricks placed as an header. In case of 1.5 brick thick wall, The courses are placed such a way that the one stretcher is followed by the placement of the block as an header as shown in figure to achieve the higher thickness equivalent to 1.5 brick. 1.5 brick thick wall means the thickness is equivalent to the summation of length of the brick plus width of the brick plus the thickness of one mortar joint, which is in a range of 12 to 10 millimeter, the mortar joint. Final is the Flemish bond. In Flemish bond, each course consists of alternate header and stretcher. Every alternate course start with header at corner. This even has got two classes, the single Flemish bond and double Flemish bond. The figure indicates the Flemish bond elevation, in which each layer consists of the blocks placed alternatively as headers and stretchers. These figures indicates the double Flemish bond and single Flemish bond. Double Flemish bond means a wall in which the Flemish bond is visible from both of its sides. So if you try to visualize the wall from any of its side, you will find that it is appearing in the form of Flemish bond. While in case of single Flemish bond, from one side it looks like a Flemish bond, while in other side it apparently looks like a English bond. This bond is adopted when it is necessary to provide vertical reinforcement in walls. We are talking about the Quetta bond. Minimum thickness of wall in this case is 1 brick, and both front and back elevation of the walls are similar to that of Flemish bond. With the adoption of this bond, quarter brick by half brick pockets, which are continuous through full height of the wall, are formed along the length of the wall. In those pockets, steel rods are placed as shown in the figures, and pockets are filled up with cement, concrete or mortars as the work proceeds. These walls has got very high strength because of the provision of reinforcement in it. Please remember, queen closure after the header. While forming a bond, these are very important things to understand. Header course not to start with the queen closure. Continuous vertical joints not be allowed. In stretcher course, stretcher should have a minimum lap of 1/4 of the length over headers. Alternate courses will show headers and stretchers in alternate courses. Every alternate header comes over the joints between two stretchers in course below. Comparison of stone and brick masonry. Brick masonry is better than stone in following ways. Brick is a cheaper as it requires a less labor. Cheaper at places where clay is available in abundance. Better fire resistance than the stone. Mortar joints are smaller than in brickwork, so it's cheap. Openings can be easily provided in brickwork. The speed of brickwork is much more as compared to the speed of stone masonry construction. And the highest advantage is that no dressing is required. So skills required for the construction are much lesser. So that's it for the today's session. Let's meet in next session to know more about this. Thank you for your patience listening and having me. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.